Alright, so starting off with right triangle trigonometry, we're first going to focus just on labeling the sides of the triangle. And there's three different ways that we label the sides: O, A, or H. O stands for the opposite side. And this side's going to be the one that's farthest away from the angle that we're using for the problem. A stands for the adjacent side. And this is going to be the side that's closest to the angle that we're using in the problem. And then H is the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is always the side that is across from the right angle. The hypotenuse is always the longest side on the triangle. Okay, O and A move depending on what angle it is that we're using in the problem, but H never changes. It stays the same for each problem. So looking at number one here, we're going to label the sides O, A, and H. This mark down here in this angle tells us this is our starting point. So I'm going to draw a little stick man to kind of represent where we're looking from for these problems. Okay? So if I'm standing at this corner here, the opposite side is always the side that's farthest away from the angle. If I'm standing here, the side that's farthest away is this side of the triangle over here. So I'm going to label this side O. The adjacent side is always the side that is closest to where I'm standing. So if I'm at this angle here looking, then the adjacent side is this side here. The adjacent side is also the side that's between the right angle and the angle that I'm wanting to use for the problem. And then, of course, like we said, the hypotenuse is always the side that is across from the right angle. So that would be this side here. So looking at number two here, okay, I'm going to start with the hypotenuse. If this is my right angle, across from the right angle is H, the hypotenuse. Now then, for this problem, I'm standing down here at this corner. So this is the angle I'm going to use for this problem. The opposite side is the side that's always farthest away. The adjacent side is the side closest to the angle I'm using. So this would be adjacent. Okay, so again, looking at a couple more. Number three here. Okay, if I'm looking at this corner here, the right angle, always across from that is going to be the hypotenuse. Okay, the mark is in this angle, so this is my starting point. Okay, so from this angle here, the side that's farthest away, O, would be over here. And the adjacent side closest to me would be this side here. Alright, so taking a look at the back side of these notes, alright, we're still doing the exact same thing, but this time they give us only two sides with information on it. Now, I only want to label those two sides with the numbers. Right? Always across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. So on this problem, 10 centimeters would be my H, my hypotenuse. Angle S here is the angle they're wanting me to use for the problem. So this is my starting point. So from this point here, from this angle here, 4 centimeters is farthest away from the angle, so this would be labeled O. So on number 11, I only am using O and H for this problem. Alright, looking right here at number 13. Again, I know across from the right angle is going to be the hypotenuse. Alright, so 12 centimeters here, I'm going to label H for the hypotenuse. Now then, they're wanting me to use angle C. So if I'm standing here, this is my starting point at angle C. Okay, opposite O is farthest away. There's nothing over here, so I'm not going to label this side. Okay, 6 centimeters here is closest to where I'm standing. So this side would be my adjacent. So on number 13, I'm using the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side. All right, number 14. Across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. On this problem, there's nothing written over here. So on number 14, I don't have a side labeled H. If If I'm standing here at the angle where Z is, I know that 24 centimeters is farthest away, so that's going to be labeled O. 7 centimeters is closest to where I am, so that would be A, adjacent. Okay, skipping down here to problems 21 and 22, still the same thing, but this time they put a number with the angle. Okay, that number just means that that's the measurement of that angle, so that's 35 degrees on number 21. This would still be where I would draw my stick man for my starting point. Okay, so if I'm looking from this angle here, then I know that B is farthest away, so this would be O. A has nothing written on it. And then I know 16 centimeters would be my hypotenuse. Okay, similar on number 22. Okay, 8 kilometers is going to be across from the right angle, so that is the hypotenuse. If I'm standing here at the 60-degree angle, then I know that J is the side that's farthest away, so this would be labeled O. Right, so that's how we label the triangles O, A, or H.